Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. And a very good morning. Okay, today I will teach about second law of thermodynamics. So as we learned before about Zill's law of thermodynamics and first law of thermodynamics, this is the next law of thermodynamics, which is second law of thermodynamics. Second law of thermodynamics states that process occur in a certain direction, not in any direction. Okay, this diagram will show an analogical how the second law of thermodynamics happen. So this diagram shows that heat move from high temperature to cooler temperature. So from 40 degrees Celsius, it has a high heat. This heat will move to 10 degrees Celsius, which is slightly lower than this temperature. Then we proceed to second law of thermodynamics. So you can see in our daily life and application, for example, about cup of coffee does not get hotter in a cooler room. So I can show you. I will draw. Okay, this is a cup of coffee that is heat up from this. So it happens in a direction, not in any direction. So the heat from this cup of coffee, it will be cooler for about half an hour. Then the function of the second law of thermodynamics is it establishes the direction for a process, and then it provides a mean for measuring the quality of energy and establish theoretical limits on performance for engineering device. Okay, as we know that before, we have learned first law of thermodynamics. So a process will not occur unless it satisfies both the first and the second law, which means the process cannot happen if it does not obey the first law of thermodynamics, which is state that energy cannot be created or destroyed but can change form, which also same as the conservation of energy, which state that. And then the second law is the process occur in a certain direction, not in any direction, which means the process need to obey the first law and the second law of thermodynamics in order it can call a process. Okay, this is a term that you will be familiar in this second law of thermodynamics. First of all, is a source, which is a reservoir that supplies energy in form of heat. And then next is a sink, a reservoir that absorbs energy in the form of heat. And lastly is heat reservoir, a reservoir that can absorb or reject finite amount of heat isothermally. Then we will proceed to the application of second law of thermodynamics. This is called this diagram is called a heat engine. It shows how heat engine form. It has a pump, condenser, boiler, and a turbine. Okay, this is at the boiler. We can see the energy source as an energy source. The heat will enter at this part, which is a boiler. Then the work will be up at the turbine. This is turbine. And then at the bottom is the condenser. This is the part where the heat will be released or queue out. At this point, the energy sink such as the atmosphere. So you see this sink, a reservoir that absorbs energy in the form of heat. So energy sink such as, for example, atmosphere. And then the lastly is pump. At pump, the work will be inserted, or which means the part where the work will enter at pump. Okay, this is basically how heat engine form. And then this borderline, the red in color, is a boundary, a system boundary. You ensure that this system in a boundary. Okay, as I explained before about the heat engine, from the power plant structure just now that I explained, steam power plant, then I want to highlight that there is the heat engine, also called as any device that converts heat energy into useful works. So from this diagram that I just explained before, and then I will it will release the Q out at the condenser. Then at the Q up, we will assume to use this formula, which is how to find the net work. The net work is work output minus the work input, and then the heat net, how to find it, just Q in and minus Q out. So this formula, these two formula is just inversely from the work and the Q net. So the work, how to find work net is out minus in, and the Q net is in minus out. And then how this is how we find the total net Q minus work, and then the total delta U is equal to 0, because this process is occurs in a cycle. So that when this process happen in a cycle, so delta U is equal to 0. Okay, next thing I will explain about the characteristic of heat engine. This is the structure of a heat engine process from the high temperature source, and then the Q in, the heat in, and then at the heat engine where the net work will be an output here, and then the next is heat Q out, because it low to low temperature. And then what is the characteristic of a heat engine? First of all, is the it will receive heat from high temperature source at this part, and then it will convert part of this heat to work at the heat engine. It also will reject the remaining waste. This is where it rejects the remaining waste of heat to the low temperature sink. And this process, it operates on a cycle. Okay, next I will proceed to thermal efficiency. We will calculate thermal efficiency. Thermal efficiency is actually measure performance of heat engines. So performance, how to find the performance? Performance is equal to desired output over required input heat. Okay, for heat engine cases, this is how thermal efficiency we will find by using this formula. The network output divided by the total heat of input. Thermal efficiency, which would also can be write as a work net, which is output over the heat input, and then we can derive it from 1 minus the heat output over the heat input, and finally we can write 1 minus heat lower minus then heat high temperature. So the output, net output, so we can be write as Q input minus Q output, where the thermal efficiency must be less than 1.0. Okay, that is the part for the characteristic for the thermal efficiency, how to find thermal efficiency on a heat engine, and also the characteristic of a heat engine. Okay, next I will explain about refrigerator and heat pump in a vapor compression refrigerator cycle. Okay, this diagram show how vapor compression refrigerator cycle function. As we can see, this is condenser, then this is compressor, evaporator, and this is the expansion valve. How does it flow? It flow from condenser and then to the expansion valve, and then it proceeds to the evaporator, and lastly to the compressor. This is the compressor well where the work will insert, the network will insert, and then it will go to the condenser where the high heat will release from the surrounding, and then we proceed to the vapor compression to the valve. This valve will ensure that it flow in one direction, no backflow will occur because the presence of the expansion valve. And then it proceeds to evaporation where the lower temperature refrigerated. Then I proceed to the second law of thermodynamics, and another statement by Kelvin Planck's statement will state it is impossible that any device operate in a cycle to receive heat from single reservoir and produce a net work, total work. Then this is the application for part of refrigerator and heat pump. Okay, refrigerator is different from the heat pump because the structure looks like the same, but it's not same in the aspect of desired output. We can see at refrigerator, desired output is at low, at the heat loss, at the low temperature, while the heat pump, the desired output is at the high heat where it releases. So we can see that required input at work made is same for the refrigerator case and heat pump case, but for the desired output at high heat release at desired output for the heat pump, and refrigerator is at low heat. Then this is what the statement for the refrigerator. Refrigerator is remove heat from the refrigerated space, and to maintain the refrigerated space, while the heat pump, it transfer high heat to the heated space, and it maintain the heated space at high temperature and where it absorbs heat. Okay, this is the calculation how we to find COP, which is coefficient of performance. This is I will explain first for refrigerator cases. Okay, for refrigerator cases, it is the same formula, but it will be different in the calculation below. So this is DO, desired output, and required input. At this part, QL over the total network, and then QL divided by QH minus QL, and then we will get 1 over QH minus QL. We can simplify this by dividing QH divided by QL and QL divided by QL. We will can be then final answer will get like this. This is for refrigerated cases, but for the heat pump cases, we have to change at QH minus QL, and this we have to change at this part, QH at this part, and then QH also minus by QL, and this part minus QL, and after we simplify, we will get a slightly different answer. It will be 1 minus QL divided by QH. So basically, we can see the formula for heat pump is inversely proportional, inversely to the formula for refrigerator. So that's all for this part. Next, I will explain for reversible and irreversible process. Okay, reversible process means that it's process that can be reversed without leaving any trace on the surrounding. Okay, this definition will tell you briefly what is reversible process. Then I will give an example for reversible process. Okay, reversible process will occur when there is no friction. So you can observe this pendulum in this diagram. It will start oscillate from this initial position, and then to final position. Then it will reversible back to initial position. So this arrow shows that it can undergo reversible process, which means two-way process. It can go to the final position and then will return back to the initial position. This is reversible process. Then I will proceed to irreversible process. This means that all processes occurring in nature are irreversible. This is basically an general knowledge. Then this process are easy to analyze and serve as theoretical limits as comparison in data. So this irreversible process is happen due to certain criteria. For the first criteria is friction. Friction, which is it causes heat transfer to surrounding. Okay, this diagram show that gas in a container. So at this part it has a friction. So when there is friction renders a process so irreversible. So because of presence of this friction, this process cannot be reversible. So it is an irreversible process. Okay, then another factor that will contribute to why irreversible process occur is because of heat transfer. So it is not reversible process without a heat pump. This is another factor. Then the last factor is non-quasi-static expansion or compression. What is quasi-static? Quasi-static process is actually a slow process and it is a reversible process. So this is briefly for reversible and irreversible process. Then I will proceed to another part for internally and externally reversible process. So this is internally reversible process, which is state that no irreversible occur within the boundary of the system during this process. Then another process is externally irreversible, which is no irreversible occur outside the system during the process. I will explain for Carnot cycle. What is Carnot cycle? Carnot cycle is that cycle that working on reversible process. Okay, this Carnot cycle has been proposed, firstly has been proposed by Sadi Carnot, which is a popular French engineer. And then Carnot heat engines is theoretical heat engine that operate Carnot cycle. Okay, mainly it have 4 process, which is 4 reversible process that make up carbon cycle. First process is reversible isothermal expansion, and then the second process is adiabatic reversible adiabatic expansion, and thirdly isothermal compression, and finally reversible adiabatic compression. Okay, for process 1 until 2, the heat addition at high temperature, which is TH is more than TL, where TH is constant. And I will draw for the first process in this PV diagram. Okay, firstly the PV diagram for first process. Okay, this is for the first process from 1 until 2, and then the second process is adiabatic expansion, which is reversible adiabatic expansion, during which working fluid temperature decrease from high temperature to low temperature. Okay, at this temperature, this is process. From this 2 until 3, and then thirdly the process, next process is reversible isothermal compression, which is this process 3 until 4, which is reversible isothermal compression. The system is brought in contact with a heat reservoir at low temperature that is decreased smaller than a high temperature, which the process is at this part. Then finally the process is adiabatic compression, reversible adiabatic compression, which is a reversible adiabatic compression is a process where high working fluid temperature from low temperature to high temperature. This is final process. At the PV diagram, it should be drawn like this. Okay, this is process from 1 until 2, and then this is 3 until 4. Okay, it flow like this. We can be said like clockwise. This is a PV diagram for a heat engine. Then pH, high temperature, is constant. And we stated that here, heat addition at a high temperature, which is TH less than TL, where TH is constant. So TH is constant, high temperature constant. Then the total work out, W net, is equal to net is a QL at low temperature, and this is part where QH entering a high temperature heat. Okay, this for Carnot cycle. Then I will proceed for Carnot refrigeration. This is for refrigerator, which it can be explained by a reversible cycle process. It becomes a Carnot refrigeration cycle. It remains exactly same, except the direction of the heat and work interaction are reversed. So which means this direction is just the same with this graph, with this PV diagram, just the direction it will be anti-clockwise. So I will draw it the same. So the high temperature, high heat is rejected to a high temperature reservoir, while the low heat absorbed from the low temperature reservoir. And I will draw the PV diagram. This is the process from 1 to 2. And then okay, we explain back. Okay, this is from 1 until 2. Then this is from 3 to 4. We can see that this process is in anti-clockwise, which means it's just opposite the process of Carnot cycle in the heat engine. So this is for refrigeration. So at PL is constant, while at pH is also constant. It's not the same with that this situation when pH is only constant while TL is not constant. So this is pH also constant. Then the total loop net in, and then the low temperature will go to the system, while the high temperature will be released out. You can see the difference. While this situation in PV diagram where high heat will enter the system and the low heat will leave the system, while this PV diagram is just opposite with these cases. Then the total work is required in order the Carnot refrigeration process to accomplish. Okay, next I will explain the Carnot principle. What is Carnot principle? Okay, the Carnot principle is the efficiency of irreversible heat engine that always less than efficiency of a reversible one operating between two same reservoirs. Efficiencies of all reversible heat engine operating between same two constant temperature heat reservoirs have same efficiency. High temperature reservoir is usually at high temperature. Okay, next is Carnot heat engines. This now we go for the Carnot principle. Okay, the Carnot heat engine that operate on reversible CC, and then this is for thermal efficiency. This formula is for thermal efficiency of heat engine, whereas this is thermal efficiency equal to 1 minus QL, which means at low heat, divided by QH, which is at high heat. This equation is suitable for reversible and irreversible process. Then this is thermal efficiency of a Carnot heat engine for another formula that it is the thermal efficiency equal to 1 minus TL, which is lower temperature, divided by the higher temperature is TH. This formula or equation is only suitable for reversible heat engine, for the reversible heat engine process. Then temperature lower and a higher temperature. At TL and TH, both unit is in Kelvin, which means in absolute temperature, which means in Kelvin, which is SI unit. So then this is a function, which is a thermal efficiency. When it is less than thermal efficiency, the heat engine is irreversible. When the heat engine is equal to the thermal efficiency, it is a case where it's a reversible heat engine. While when it is higher than thermal efficiency, it is impossible for heat engine. So which means this case, the last cases is not suitable or will not occur in our life. It's just only a theory. Then we move to Carnot refrigerator and heat pump, which it is operate on the reversible Carnot cycle, which discovered in last slide. So this is the coefficient formula of COP, which COP stands for coefficient of performance. Okay, coefficient of performance. This is for refrigerator, that we have for refrigerator and heat pumps. So this is coefficient of performance for refrigerator. The formula is 1 divided by QL over QH. QL is a low heat, and divided by high temperature, and then minus by 1. So this is coefficient of performance. While coefficient of performance for heat pumps is almost the same. It is, I will write the equation. It is 1 minus QL divided by QH. So this is for heat pumps, and this is equation for refrigerator. So this equation can be expressed as C equal to 1 minus PL divided by DH, and then this 1. While for coefficient of performance for heat pump, almost same, but 1 over 1 minus TL over PH. If we can see that this equation and above equation is just the same, it only different. The symbol Q is for heat and T is for temperature. So finally, the relationship of this formula can be written as like this: QH, which is heat at high heat divided by low heat. This is reversible, equal to high temperature divided by low temperature. So relationship the heat transfer between the two reversible devices at high temperature and low temperature depends on this equation. So another thing that I want to add is QH, which is heat at high temperature divided by low temperature ratio. This ratio that we create to get this equation or express, but it can be replaced by high TH, which is high temperature divided by low temperature, and this is for reversible device. So that's why we write this formula is the same, only we change the Q into T. Then another one thing that you need to bear in your mind, that this temperature is TH and TL. It's not in Celsius Fahrenheit, but it's in Kelvin because it is SI unit. So it is in absolute temperature, we say in Kelvin. So that's all for the Carnot principle that I cover. So I think basically that's all for the thermodynamics second law that I will cover. Thank you for listening. Okay, I will show one example from a Carnot heat engine. How read this question. A Carnot heat engine receives 500 kJ of heat per cycle from high temperature source at 652 degrees Celsius and reject heat to a low temperature sink at 30 degrees Celsius. Okay, firstly the question asks, find thermal efficiency of Carnot engine. Then next question is amount of QL received low heat. And from this question we can illustrate this question into a diagram. So this is the diagram of this question. So the high temperature is at 652 degrees Celsius, and then high heat at 500 kJ. Then this lower temperature, and then we have to find the thermal efficiency. Okay, from the formula of thermal efficiency, we know that thermal efficiency okay is equal to, since this is a reverse condition, so thermal efficiency is equal to 1 minus lower temperature divided by higher temperature, and then we can substitute directly. The question given the temperature is in Celsius, but we need to convert it into Kelvin because it is in SI unit. So just enter the value. Plus 573, convert it into Kelvin. Then we will get the efficiency 0.672. Thermal efficiency of chemical engine for question 8. This is the answer. Then for the next question is to find the lower heat with QL, the amount of heat that released. So we know that we have the value of TH is high temperature, we have the value of lower temperature, and we have higher heat, high heat, and then we have to find this. So based on these three given, we can find this lower heat. So you can write the formula. This is also the same case as this is a reverse process. Equal to lower temperature, you have the higher temperature, and let's multiply by heat reverse process to substitute. Also the same like above case. 652 degrees Celsius by 273, and then multiply by 500 kilojoule. So we will get the answer QL is equal to 164 kilojoule. Okay, so let's say this is the example that I will do for this question. Thank you.